Hi, my name's Stacy and I'm here to share a story with you today. And if you like it, you can go to www.adaycare.com and we have it for sale for $2.99 as a download. Alright, you ready? Uh-oh, who gave the elf a candy cane? Okay, I'm going to come right out and admit it. Last year around this time, I gave an elf at the North Pole a candy cane, and this is my story of what happened. I want everyone in the world to know that you never ever give an elf at the North Pole a candy cane right before Christmas. See the elf with his large candy cane? Because when you give an elf a candy cane, I can tell you firsthand he is going to want to eat it right away. First he starts by peeling off the wrapper, and then he licks the top of the candy cane because it looks so good, and then he licks the bottom of the candy cane because it looks even yummier. But uh-oh, now his hands are extremely sticky from touching the wet candy cane. That silly elf was enjoying the candy cane so much that he got it all over both of his hands and all over his face. What a delicious sticky mess he made. Well, now he can't possibly go back to work until he washes up. So obviously he is going to want to use the North Pole's magic bubbles, reserved for boys and girls like you and me. Here's a little secret. Shh. The Christmas elf used up all of the North Pole's magic bubbles. Uh-oh. So once the elf started washing his face and hands, he can't stop. It's just way too much fun. You know, they are magic bubbles after all. Now bubbles are forming in different colors and floating up into the air from the magic bubble hand soap. We have yellow bubbles, and we have blue bubbles, and red bubbles, and pink bubbles, and green bubbles, and purple bubbles, and orange bubbles. That's a lot of bubbles and a lot of different colors. That would be very distracting and so much fun. Now the elf wants to pop all the magic bubbles. First he starts to pop the pink bubbles. Pop, pop. Now he's going to pop the blue bubbles. Pop, pop, pop. I wonder what color bubble he's going to pop now. What color do you think it's going to be? Let's see if you're right. Here we go. Yellow. He's going to pop the yellow bubbles. Pop, pop, pop. Look at all those bubbles in the toy factory. And look at all those toys. Those must be the Christmas presents. The elf was having so much fun that he didn't even notice what a mess he was making. That's one silly elf. Bubbles were blowing all over the room, and a big bubble mess had started to form on the floor, and bubbles were rolling under the door and out into the toy factory faster than you can say, achoo! Oh, goodness. Bubbles everywhere. Red bubbles, yellow bubbles, orange bubbles, green bubbles. Oh my, exclaimed this little elf, and he started to pop the green bubbles. Pop, pop, pop. Now all the other elves became distracted by these wonderful, glorious bubbles. They started dancing around and popping bubbles too. Pop, pop, pop. They were popping the pink bubbles and the green bubbles. Pop, pop. Now the elves noticed the bubbles. They stopped working on the toys. This could be the reason why we received a few less toys last year than normal. I'm really sorry about that. It was too distracting for the elves. They just had to stop and pop all the fun magic bubbles. The blue bubbles, the pink bubbles, the red bubbles. Which color is your favorite? That's a good choice. The elves were standing on top of tables to reach the orange bubbles. Pop, pop. The elves were running to the left to pop the purple bubbles. Elves are running to the right to pop the red bubbles. Pop, pop, pop. Nothing in the toy factory was getting done that day. Good thing Santa is really nice, and he didn't even get mad. He asked the elves nicely to clean up the mess right away. However, because it was such a big mess, it took an entire week, 7 whole days, to clean up the entire mess. That meant less time the elves could be working on the presents. Well, Santa being Santa, he knew that as long as all the boys and girls had at least one present, everyone would be happy. So the elves worked as hard as they could to finish making toys by Christmas, so that every boy and girl would receive at least one gift from Santa. What a nice guy. So, this is my story of why you never ever give an elf at the North Pole a candy cane. If you find yourself at the North Pole visiting Santa and you want to give an elf a candy cane, just smile and say, Merry Christmas!